Live on 5 News and streaming on 5 Plus, this is a Weather Impact Alert.
All right, good Friday afternoon, everybody. I'm 5 News Chief Meteorologist Skot Covert working alongside Joshua Weisel this afternoon. Wanted to give you a brief update on kind of what we're looking at, where things stand as of right now, and what the next several hours could have in store for a lot of us. Live radar right now shows some thunderstorms scattered around the area, none of which are severe at the moment, but we are now entering into that window in which we're really going to start to focus in on some of these cells, especially across portions of the river valley. Look, to be clear, everybody has a severe weather risk for today, but the tornado risk is rather confined. We have a tornado watch, and I'm going to show you that here in just a couple of minutes for 3 counties in our viewing area as of right now. It could get changed, but as of right now, it's going to be for Scott, Logan, and Johnson counties, and that watch extends into portions of central Arkansas there as well. Got some scattered showers right now in northwest Arkansas, heavy rain at times, a lot of lightning and a lot of thunder out there. Scattered activity now moving through portions of the river valley, through, let's say, Van Buren, south of Van Buren, really, Fort Smith, Barling, Rudy, and some of those showers extending back over into LaFleur County as well, anywhere from Podo, Tallahena, down towards Wester. This complex of thunderstorms right now not severe, although I'll tell you it is certainly going to bring additional waves of heavy rain, likely back into portions of Crawford County and eventually into Washington and maybe back into parts of Benton County as well. I'll loop this just so you have an idea of general storm track where these things are all lifting off towards, and then we're going to, of course, continue to be concerned with what's developing off towards the south and west. Right now, things are pretty scattered and isolated in nature. I want to show you a couple of things. Last night, at every juncture we talked, I told you it was all about the placement of the warm front. How far north does that warm front make it? Right now, that warm front is pretty much, it's easy to pinpoint. It's exactly where it is. It's going to be right in this general vicinity. That's why our, that's tomorrow's highs. It's the wrong graphic, but you get an idea. I know this one's going to be the right one. Dew point, that's really what we want to be really focused in on, where are those highest dew points at. This one kind of shows us where they've made it up to. Everything south of this line, right in this general vicinity, is going to be that sector we have to pay close attention to. If that didn't make sense to you where I was pointing it out, let me draw it on here for you. I'll draw that warm front as I see it right now. It is slowly but surely lifting, and so we want to see how much further north it can lift before some upper level winds pull it off towards the south. But this is generally speaking everywhere south of this red warm front. So we're talking Waldron, we're talking Boonville and Paris, we're talking Clarksville, Scranton, Ludwig, Knoxville, Hartman, and Coal Hill. I would even say portions of southern Franklin County, although you're not included in the tornado watch. Portions of Franklin County may need to be on guard out there this evening as well, in addition to portions of eastern Sebastian County. This is where my focus is going to be for the tornado potential. Elsewhere, our dew points are so low, and that warm front is not going to make it much further north. The rain and the storms that we've seen this morning into this afternoon, creating a cold pool of air that's pretty much blocking that front from lifting further towards the north. While the tornado threat is lower in northwest Arkansas, the potential for some hail, maybe even a little bit of wind, and certainly some flooding, that continues to be a problem for us in that part of the area. Your tornado threat is certainly going to be focused towards the south and east there. I've also drawn that warm front here, and this also kind of tells us a little bit of what we're looking at. You notice those winds directly out of the southeast behind that warm front. There comes that increase in surge in humidity. There comes that storm field behind the front. You've got an area of low pressure developing just off to our southwest through portions of LaFleur County. That's going to swing this warm front as far north as it can, but it's running into some cooler air at the surface, so it's going to be tough for it to get much further north of Interstate 40. That's why our focus and where that watch, that tornado watch, is going to be in effect. I think it was 9 o'clock this evening, Josh, was that right? 8 or 9 o'clock. I'll show that to you in just a second. So these storms that are developing towards the north of the front, while they don't pose a tornado potential, they do pose somewhat of a hail concern going into the next couple of hours as they continue to push into portions of East Oklahoma and West Arkansas. Here's the newest severe weather outlook. This is probably the last update we're going to get for at least this event. Came out about 2 to 3 minutes ago. There's been very little changes. Our level 4 potential continues for the areas here shaded in red. A really narrow band of orange there. And the reason it's so narrow, the reason that threat drops off so quickly, it's because of that warm front placement. Again, it all drills down to that warm front. How far north can it go? Everything south of that warm front is going to be in what we call the warm sector. That's where conditions are going to be conducive for some storms to produce some rotation. And that's why they've drawn that right there. I'll show you the overall newest tornado potential risk. It hasn't changed a whole lot today. It's a little bit further north into Franklin County and a little bit further into Sebastian County than the actual tornado watch. Weather Service out of Tulsa did indicate to us that they're not ruling out a tornado watch. They're watching things very, very closely for us, and that's some good news. The counties here, Johnson, Logan, and Scott, they're taken care of by our friends at the Little Rock Weather Service office. The Storm Prediction Center works in conjunction to issue these watches. So this is the overall ingredients, the parameters, black hash marks. Again, if you've missed my explanation before, that doesn't mean the probability is any higher or lower. That just means should a tornado get going, it could be a stronger tornado. So that's certainly something we're going to want to watch. We've seen a lot of flooding issues already today, and that was to be expected. But here's the issue that I'm a little concerned with for us. We have a lot more rain to come, not only this afternoon and into tonight, but through tomorrow as well. This outlook here comes from the Weather Prediction Center. You can think of it as the brother or the sister to the Storm Prediction Center, where Storm Prediction Center focuses on severe weather. Weather Prediction Center, they're going to focus on things like flooding. And they've got us kind of maxed out in this purple category, extending from Carroll County through parts of Washington, back through Crawford, Sequoia, LaFleur, and everyone off towards the east in that highest category. Now, you get into Benton and portions of western Washington, Delaware, Adair, western Sequoia. Yeah, you're in the red. I wouldn't necessarily take too much comfort in that necessarily. The key takeaway is we've got some more heavy rain coming, and it's going to continue coming through probably a good chunk of tomorrow. So if you got flooding already, there's a good chance we're going to see some additional flooding out there. I want to go back to live Doppler radar. Maybe you're just now tuning in. Current time here is about 3:10. No active severe weather at the moment. We're now entering in that critical time frame for the next 4 to 5 hours where we're going to really want to be focused on what's happening out there. I don't see anything rotating, but I am acutely aware that the storm potential in parts of, let's say, southern LaFleur, I'm really concerned about Scott, Logan, and Johnson County. If there is a supercell to develop that starts to produce rotation, these are the likely counties in which it would take place. Doesn't mean you're not going to get strong to severe thunderstorms elsewhere. They're just going to be elevated, and by that we mean those elevated storms are getting their fuel in the higher levels of the atmosphere, not at the surface. That's the two options you've got. You got surface-based storms, more prone for tornadoes; elevated-based storms, more prone for hail. So I think we're going to really want to watch these guys here. They're going to be staying north of that warm front, but everything south of it, that's the ones we're going to want to be concerned with. Here's a brand new flash flood warning that's just now been issued. Reason it's just popping up on your screen there, and that's likely not because we have ongoing precipitation. That's likely because we've already had flash flooding. The ground's saturated, and we see this booger right here getting ready to move back into that same area. It's going to be a very efficient rainmaker. We're talking those reds and oranges there. That's some heavy rain, and it will be moving back into northwest Arkansas, portions of Crawford County over the next several minutes. Unfortunately, probably right around rush hour for a lot of folks. So we've already seen numerous accidents up and down I-49, and that's probably going to exacerbate some of those out there as well. So that flash flood warning is going to go into effect until, well, I don't see it. Here, I can put it up right here. 9:15 this evening, so it's going to run for a while. Okay, if you just missed the top of that, I want to show you what our dew point map is, and the reason we care about this so much is the higher the dew point, the more prone we're going to see our tornado potential get a little bit higher. And here's pretty much where it is. And we can track that warm front and its location pretty much just by looking at dew points. You're going to have higher dew points to the south of that warm front, and that's why we're really focusing in on this area. It hasn't totally cleared Johnson County yet. It probably does lift a little bit further towards the north, and that's why Johnson County is also included in our tornado watch. Let me show you that. I promised you I'd show you that, and I didn't do it. Here's what it's going to look like. There's not only a flash flood watch, you've also got the tornado watch itself, and the tornado watch runs through 9 o'clock. So the counties here in yellow, it's those three right there. It does include Polk County. I know we have some viewers there in Polk County, Mena, Polk. You're included in that tornado watch, as is a good chunk of central and eastern Arkansas. We have a newscast here at 4 o'clock, about a little more than 45 minutes. We'll have the very latest on tonight's severe storm potential, how much more rain is expected to come over the next several days, next couple of days, I should say, and the evening's flash flood potential. That'll do it for this update. We're okay. We're in good shape right now. If anything changes, we'll be right back here, not only on 5+, but of course, if there's a tornado warning issued, we'll be on Channel 5 there as well. That'll do it for now. We'll see you there at 4.